Will USA even care about World Cup 2026? That's a question me and my brother were talking about earlier. We were wondering, how will fans respond? Will soccer fans come out of the woodwork that haven't supported in years and just go buck nilly wild and go crazy to try to get tickets to go see South Korea versus Serbia in the World Cup? Are they going to be hammering and knocking down the doors to go see? Let's see, Canada. Canadians will be, I'm sure, but are Americans going to be knocking down the door to go see Canada versus Paraguay? I don't know, what have you. I don't think Paraguay made it, but just insert team here. There's insert low interest team here. That's the thing. Are fans going to care about the World Cup? I think they will. I think they will, because at the end of the day, everyone knows that the tournament is what matters. And maybe there's going to be a few games that are sparsely attended. Maybe those early group games and a few of those teams that people are, not as excited for. Maybe that's where you could score some cheap tickets there as a soccer fan. But the other thing is, then you have to figure out travel, you have to figure out hotels, and those are going to be costing an arm and a leg. And it's still crazy to me that they still haven't even talked about releasing tickets yet. They every week FIFA's sending me an email like, hey, you could purchase this huge expensive thing you don't need, and we'll potentially give you access to get a package, or give us $6,000 now and we'll give you a package. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I just want to figure out tickets, and then I can figure out all the rest on my own. Thank you, please. All right. So that's where I'm coming at. So I'm excited. My brother's excited. My friends are excited. My non-soccer friends, they're intrigued. They're mildly intrigued. They know what's going to happen. They're interested that it will. They'll pay attention when it does, but until then, they don't really care. Pochettino, they've never heard of him. They have no idea who he is. Pochettino never heard of him. So that's what's going on there. For most fans, never heard of Pochettino. Is that an issue? No, I don't think so. Not for the World Cup. The World Cup is when the eyes of the world turn upon it. And if you remember every World Cup before this one, including 1994, well, then you'll remember that a lot of people in America all of a sudden start paying attention. All of a sudden sports is paying attention. All the sports networks showing highlights of the World Cup. Everybody starts paying attention to the World Cup. The eyes of the world turn when the World Cup is on. It's just what happens, and just similar to some of these other spectacle events. For me, football. In years of past, it used to be the Olympics. I think as time has gone on, it maybe has lost some of its significance. But back in the 90s and early 2000s, the Olympics was appointment television. It was absolutely amazing for supporters of athletics and fun and shit like that, right? But for me, when I think back to every World Cup before this, I was able to enjoy the World Cup with so many people all the time. They had it on the radio, on Spanish-speaking radio, and I had to listen to it that way sometimes because maybe it wasn't on over the air television early on. But there were ways around it. You figured it out, especially as a soccer fan. You paid attention. You heard about ways, and so that's where I'm coming at. I think that America is going to be super tuned in to the World Cup. I think everybody is going to be they're going to catch World Cup fever. It's going to be amazing. Now, how is the U.S. men's national team going to do at the World Cup? That's an entire different video altogether. This is more about how will the world and the U.S. react. What's going to happen? Are we going to see fun fans? Are we going to see some fun memes erupt out of this? Because surely there'll be a few memes. There's always a few moments that stand out from past World Cups that were like outside of the soccer game, where they focus on people or something like that. And you could think about some of those past moments. I remember them showing some certain people, and I was like, whoa, where are they now? And it was like, oh, that's an interesting looking fan. There's Teddy Golzevelt. Right, and so then you see some of the super fans for some of these teams that have been following them for years, and it's so cool. And especially if you're like, oh, I remember them. It's so fun as a soccer fan, especially when we're not playing France all the time. But I think that we are going to get hyped. Are you guys going to get hyped? Are you hyped already? I mean, we're year out. We're less than a year out. We're 324 days or less away from the World Cup taking place in America, Mexico, and Canada. And I couldn't be more excited. I'm certainly curious to hear about you. I know that many Americans are excited. Many don't even know it's coming. Many won't even know it's coming. Many might not even know when it's here. They might even not, in some small towns, they might not know. But I guarantee you, America is going to party like it's 1994. Like it's 1994 when the last time the U.S. hosted a World Cup was. I think that this is going to be even bigger. I think it's going to be more attended. I think more people are going to watch. More people are going to care. And on top of this, I think that soccer is really going to have a chance to build off of this. Because what happened in 1994? Well, what happened in 1994 paved the way for MLS and the rest of what happened. And today, to this 2026 World Cup, that paved the way for that. Maybe this World Cup paves the way for a World Cup trophy in the future for the U.S. men's national team, for Team USA. How incredible would that be? Because I got to say, as a fan right now, it doesn't seem remotely possible that USA could win the World Cup this year in next year, 2026. And not many teams have even won the World Cup. I think it's like less than 11. It's 9, 11. It's either 8, 9, 10, or 11. So that many teams have won the World Cup. I can look it up for you, but I guess we'll look it up real quick. How many teams have won the World Cup? How many teams have won World Cup? Really, how many national teams have won the World Cup? 8. 8 different nations. 8 different nations have won the World Cup. Will the USA ever become the 9th or the 10th or the 11th? Maybe this World Cup here in 2026 paves the way for USA to become that 13th or 14th nation. Oh, 13th colony. Maybe a little overlap there. That could be a little fun thing. Maybe USA becomes the 13th nation. Here's the list: Brazil, Germany, Italy, Argentina, Uruguay, France, England. Back in 1966, they were so close last time. Spain. Only one win for Spain in 2010. Wow, but I mean, that's it. 8 teams have won the World Cup ever. I mean, 8 nations. That's just incredible. And to join that would be incredible. If this is what causes that, if this is the spark that causes that flame to catch, that would be amazing for soccer fans in America. That'd be amazing for the game. That'd be amazing for MLS as a league, who could potentially benefit from this, or could even sink. MLS still could fail, and the World Cup could be a success. Right now, USL is doing things. They're making moves where they're USL threat of promotion relegation. That's the issue that MLS is going to have to deal with, because right now I feel like even with the World Cup coming, soccer hype is not really felt there in MLS. I haven't really felt the soccer hype in MLS. I'm an MLS fan. I'm a fan of the Chicago Fire, and they've been doing a lot better than they have in years past. And I actually think that they've a playoff bound team this year, thanks to former U.S. men's national team coach Greg Berhalter being at the helm. And I'm very excited for that. But beyond that, and my appreciation for MLS, I still look at MLS as a product sometimes, and these are clubs. These are not clubs; these are franchises, and they're trying to appeal to me as a product. And are they doing enough to appeal to me and get me? Yes, they're my local club, but USL's kind of becoming a knockin'. Yes, there's soccer clauses, I think that Chicago Fire might have, that might preclude certain teams getting too close, but we'll see how close they can get. I mean, there's teams in Peoria that are in USL, and they are going to be subject potentially to promotion relegation. And all of a sudden, you see the Peoria City team moving upwards. You're going to be like, oh, I want to be a part of that. It's going to be so cool, especially as a soccer fan. And promotion relegation, I think it has to come to America. And MLS is kind of behind the game in that regard. And they're kind of painting themselves into a corner. especially with the amount of franchise fees it costs, the amount of these franchise fees. It's incredible. Especially you're going to pay $500 million to all of a sudden join a team to join a league that you might get kicked out of. That seems very questionable. But they're going to have to figure it out, and they're going to have to figure it out quick, because USL it has potentially a product that could surpass MLS. But that's for another day. That's for another video. My real question is, will the USA even care about World Cup 2026? And TLDR, I think they will. I think that is going to be a fantastic party in America come July next year, 2026. It is going to be a fun soccer party for like over a month. It's just going to be nonstop soccer. Work's going to stop. Bars are going to be overflowing. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. And hopefully the tickets are sold out to almost these places. And hopefully, if you want one, hopefully you're able to get one for a decent, fair price, because holy Nikes, this might be the most expensive World Cup yet, right? I mean, they just had one in Qatar. You think that place would be pretty expensive, right? But coming to America, we'll see how it goes. Thanks for hanging out here on Enemies of the Fire. If you guys like the content, appreciate you guys supporting the video with a like and subscribing for more Enemies of the Fire. We'll catch you guys next time. And we love to read your comments. That's the thing. Love to read your comments and what you think about this topic. And if you think that USA's gonna care, maybe they won't. Maybe you've good reasons to think that USA is not gonna care, that they're not gonna, that it's gonna kind of be like a Bronx cheer, if you will, if you know what I mean. That's a whoopee cushion, right? So we'll see you guys in the next one. Catch you guys later here on Enemies of the Fire. Thanks for hanging out. Later.